Welcome to Bat Signals from the Multiverse, your weekly spotlight on comics, TV, and cinema. I'm Bradley Bachin, the Emperor of Awesome, lighting up the sky for the stories that deserve your attention. Each week I shine the signal on one title, breaking down what critics and fans are saying, comparing their thoughts across IMDb, Letterboxd, and Rotten Tomatoes, and seeing where the truth really lands. Then I'll serve up my own verdict using the Signal review system, shining the light on plot, acting, entertainment, visuals, and rewatchability to see how bright the story really burns in me. And finally, we wrap things up with the Signal Awards, which I'm not doing today, so I'm not going to talk about it. That's okay. All right, I am talking about Regretting You. This is going to be a tough one, guys. It really is. Let's go ahead and not waste any of your precious time like I did watching the movie. All right, here is a quick synopsis. It centers on a strained relationship between young mother Morgan Grant and her teenage daughter Clara, exacerbated by Morgan's husband Chris's tragic death that forces them to navigate life's challenges together. Here is the creators and where we know them from. This is directed by Josh Boone. He was the writer of The Fault in Our Stars, the New Mutants writer, and The Stand writer. Colleen Hoover wrote the book, which my wife says is a lot better than the movie. And Susan McMartin did write the screenplay for this. Also, she was a producer on Mom, a writer on Mr. Church, a producer on 2.5 Men, and a writer on After. Next, the top stars of the movie. Let's start with Allison Williams. That's Morgan. She is mostly known for Girls, Get Out, The Perfection, and Peter Pan Live. McKenna Grace as Clara. She's from Gifted, The Handmaid's Tale, I, Tonya, Ghostbusters Afterlife as well. Dave Franco plays Jonah from Neighbors. Now You See Me, Now You Don't 2. The Disaster Artist, 21 Jump Street. Mason Thames plays Miller from The Black Phone, Evil, For All Mankind, and How to Train Your Dragon. Next is number 5 on IMDb's top 5 of the movie is Scott Eastwood plays Chris from Suicide Squad, Pacific Rim Uprising, Fast 8, and Texas Chainsaw. A couple of honorable mentions here: Willa Fitzgerald and the one and the only, the amazing Clancy Brown. All right, here is what the critics thought of this movie. This is the Watchtower Report. Let's go ahead and see what's in store. Susan Kamgab from awfj.org says, through a critical eye, Regretting You has many flaws, but through the eyes of audience who enjoy the romantic drama genre, the story is sure to satisfy and entertain. Next, Eamon Warman from Empire Magazine. Solid performances can't keep this from being tonally erratic disappointment. Here's hoping the next Hoover adaptation is a little less regrettable. I like that. Eric Childress from Movie Madness Podcast says, there is an alternate version of this film where the two male leads are serial killers, and when that is immortalized in all its fake trailer glory, it will be more entertaining and more tolerable than this melodramatic goop. I like that a lot too. Next, Jocelyn Novak from the Associated Press. Regretting You has its share of grief, but the strange way the tears give way to smiles, quips, and then full-on rom-com. Corniness feels a little awkward, and then just weird and annoying. Next and last is Monica Castillo from RogerEbert.com. But too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, and in this case of Regretting You, the narrative buckles under the number of overblown emotional scenes and the commercial interruptions for product placement. All right, I like it. Okay, next we have the signal flare. This is where we're going to get into the audience reviews. Here's my disclaimer: the signal's been lit. Now it's time to see what rises from the smoke. These reviews come in hot, judged by title alone. I haven't read them yet, so what you hear is pure, unfiltered reaction. We'll start in the shadows with the bad takes, move through the mid-tier maybes, and end in the light with the ones that actually get it right. Sometimes we find a hero in the words, sometimes just the ashes of bad writing. Let's find out which one. Okay, we are going to start with the bad reviews. We're going to go over a couple of them. We'll talk about them for a couple of seconds. Then we'll move on to the mid and then so on and so on. Let's start with the 1 through 3 stars from IMDb. This is from Paz208. And this is a 1-star review. It is titled Regretting You. More like regretting watching it. Regretting You aims to deliver an emotional story about grief, forgiveness, and the complicated bond between a mother and a daughter. Unfortunately, what should have been a heartfelt drama collapses under uneven pacing, shallow writing, and inconsistent tone. While the performances, particularly from McKenna Grace, show glimpses of genuine emotion, the screenplay fails to give the characters the depth or growth they deserve. Scenes meant to be powerful often feel forced or unearned, as if the film is checking emotional boxes rather than exploring them. Visually, it's polished enough, but presentation can't save poor storytelling. The dialogue is stilted, the transitions jarring, and the emotional beats rarely land with the weight they're aiming for. By the time the credits roll, Regretting You feels less like a moving drama and more like a missed opportunity, one that mistakes melodrama for meaning. Verdict: 1 star for effort. Everything else, regrettable. Yeah. Next, I have a 2-star review from Nathan C-431. And this is titled, It's a Mixed Bag, but I Can't Give It a 2.5. In the end, Regretting You isn't terrible, just deeply inconsistent. It's a patchwork of good performances trapped inside a confused film. Stream it on a rainy day, but don't pay to see it. Better alternatives: The Edge of 17, 2016, are sharp, funny, and heartfelt, nails the tone this film misses. This Is Where I Leave You, 2014, R, balances humor and heart with much stronger emotional core. Boyhood, 2014, rated R, a genuine, slow-burning coming-of-age story that captures time and growth beautifully. Suncoast, 2024, PG-13, a moving and understated drama about loss and connection, what Regretting You was reaching for. Final verdict: Regretting You tries to be heartfelt, romantic, and funny, but ends up feeling like 2 separate movies edited into one. The performances are there, but the direction isn't. Stream it, don't buy it. Okay, there's the bad reviews. Do they have any points? Did they really point at anything that they didn't like besides just the writing and the screenplay, the direction? So really what the common thing I'm getting here is that it's not really the actor's fault. There wasn't bad performances. It was the things that the production side of it, the writing, all that stuff. That's what they're saying, and they both agree. And I don't disagree with that myself. We'll get into that when we get the signal review system. Let's go into the mid-tier reviews. This one is from a Movie Man 6-413-929-510, and this is a 4 out of 10. It is titled, Honest Conversations Could Have Prevented Much Regret. Regretting You is a new romantic drama directed by Josh Boone, the director of The Fault in Our Stars and The New Mutants. The film is based on the novel of the same name by author Colleen Hoover. Morgan, Allison Williams, becomes a mother at a young age to her daughter Clara McKenna Grace. Together with her partner Chris, Scott Eastwood, their relationship is often tense, and when Chris passes away, things only get worse. When Morgan's sister Jenny, Willa Fitzgerald, also dies, Jonah, Dave Franco, Jenny's partner, and Morgan try to navigate this period of grief and loss together while supporting their children during these difficult times. They learn more about each other and about their deceased partners than they ever expected. Because the film tries to quickly introduce the four friends, two couples, it can be hard to follow everything clearly. In addition, some events come across as somewhat implausible, as if they would fit better in a teenage drama even though the story revolves around older characters. These unclear and unrealistic elements sometimes make the film feel a bit tedious. For a film running nearly 2 hours, the screenwriter seems to have paid insufficient attention to the development of all the characters, making the whole feel somewhat unbalanced. Some questions raised by the story remain unanswered, making certain plot lines feel unnecessary. The title of the film, referring to the regret over certain people or choices, could have been more impactful if the characters had more honest conversations and behaved in a more mature way. Because of the unclear and implausible aspects of the story, the cast members don't always get a chance to shine. Most do their best, but the material they're given, but may have delivered stronger performances in better written films. Okay. And I got one more mid review, and this one is a 5 out of 10, so right down the middle here. This is from Lord Beef Jerky, and okay, I put when I saw Lord Beef Jerky, I knew I had to put this in here. So here we go. This is a 5 out of 10 and is fantastic and horrible. This is one of those films that are impossible to rate. I want to give it a 1 out of 10, and I want to give it a 10 out of 10 at the same time. The film plays on so many notes and crams in so much plot that no character development is believable. The result is a superficial and pretentious piece of overly sentimental work. Nothing works in this film the way the filmmakers intended it to. But that's why I loved it so much. I haven't laughed so hard watching Apartment 1303, a horror film that does the exact same thing as this film. Just watch how character Dave Franco goes from the largest and the most unbelievable smile to a very serious face while physically proclaiming his love for another person in a scene where everything is off. Yes, this film is so bad it's good. And it keeps going hard from start to finish. Almost every scene is a laugh riot, and I seriously can't wait rewatching it with a couple of friends. All right, there's the mid. Did they add anything? A little bit more of what we've already kind of talked about. Bad screenwriting, bad directing, but not bad performances, which it does track. All right, let's see where we're going to go on the good ones. This is 7 to 10 stars. And I'm going to start with a 7-star review. This is from Stephen Beard and is titled More Rom-Com Than Drama. Warning, spoilers. I Saw Regretting You, starring Allison Williams from the Megan movies, Get Out, McKenna Grace, the Ghostbusters movies, Young Sheldon, TV, Dave Franco, the Now You See Me movies, Fright Night 2011, and Mason Thames, the Black Phone movies, and How to Train Your Dragon 2025. This is rom-com / drama that covers chick flicks, romance, grief, and betrayal all in one movie. You can laugh, cry, and be shocked all in one sitting. Allison plays a woman that loses her husband and her sister in a car accident. McKenna plays the teenage daughter that is just starting to be interested in Mason when the tragedy takes away her father and her favorite aunt. Dave was married to Allison's sister that died in the crash and soon comes to the conclusions that his wife and Allison's husband were having an affair. Allison doesn't want to believe it and definitely does not want to tell McKenna, who is already emotionally upset. All kinds of secrets from the past are soon popping up and surprising people, but it's not all doom and gloom. It goes from one emotion to another before you can get it too bogged down in any one feeling. In other words, there is more rom and com than drama. It's rated PG-13 for teen drug and alcohol use, language and sexual content, no nudity, and has a running time of 1 hour and 56 minutes. I enjoyed it, and I would buy it on DVD. My wife liked it even more than I did. All right. Okay. And lastly, I have a 8 out of 10. This is from Maybe a Hot Take and is titled Emotional Roller Coaster. Warning, spoilers. Surprisingly complex and emotional roller coaster ride throughout a love story blossoming between McKenna Grace and Mason Thames is suddenly put to the test when McKenna's aunt and dad die, reuniting her mom with a lost lover that created many different weird love-hate situations for everybody. Now I know everyone in this movie is basically cheating on some level, a reason many romance movie lovers seem to hate this film. Yet it's very minor. It's not all cheating between everyone besides Mason Thames. Either way, them nearly cheating situations kept me on edge of my seat for who would figure out and what was going to happen. I normally don't watch romance movies, not at all. But for me to find this as a very entertainment film tells me this is good. It was odd that Dave Franco, so they said Dave France, and the mom had such a large story in the film. The ads heavily promoted the children, but I still very much enjoyed this film. We'll definitely watch again. Okay, so we got some good, we got some bad, we got some mid. I think the common thread is that the acting wasn't bad, but it was on the other part. Good reviews. They didn't really even call out a lot of things that they thought were really, really good in the movie. So that's where the signal lands for me. But what about you? Light it up in the comments or join me live when we sound the emergency bacon and talk about it. So reach out. Let's hop on a live. It'll be fun. Okay, did any of the reviews change my mind? This last one, a little bit, but because I didn't even really go that everybody was cheating in the ride in the way they were. But let's see where it goes. All right. Let's talk about my review time. The Signal Review System is a unique Gotham-themed rating system designed to help you decide if a movie or TV show deserves to light up the night or fade into the shadows. Each title is scored across 5 key categories: plot, acting, entertainment, visuals, and rewatchability, with up to 5 points per category, totaling 25 points. Bonus points can be awarded for standout elements, legendary performance, iconic moments, or deducted for major missteps, plot holes, cringe factor. The final score determines if it'll light up the night or not, because not every story is worthy of the signal, and that's where the Signal Review System comes in. Okay, let's talk. Let's find out my takes on things. Let's start with the plot. Okay. McKenna Grace does a great job acting in it, but she is the most naive character in pretty much any movie that's been around this year. And the fact that she was texting her aunt when her aunt died, and her aunt said, "Yeah, it sucks to be the other woman." And then she never questioned that because her mom or her aunt and her dad died together. Also, nobody brings it up. It's like this, whoa, what were they doing together? Well, in the book, apparently, they handled this by saying that dude's car broke down. She went to go pick him up. Hence, they're going. But then why was he driving? So there's some things there. Also, her mom lost her husband and her aunt. You would think she wouldn't be there a little bit. I mean, for each other, really. Instead, she goes to angst and teen runaway type thing, and it's naivety, and I hated it. The plot, because there was those plot holes, but ultimately, I gave this a 3 out of 5. So let's move on to writing. Did they sell it? No. The writing is bad. The book is probably much better. My wife says it was. I'm going to agree with her. And this one, if a move. If you go to a movie or you're watching a TV show and it is not believable stuff, you still have to have the people watching it buy into it. And I think that's where this was wrong. I couldn't buy into the whatever the movie was selling. So this is going to get a 2 out of 5 for me. Next is entertainment. Is this worth your time? No, this is a 2 out of 5 for me as well. I wanted to go less, but I don't know. I didn't think it's fine. I sat there. I had a decent time hanging out with my wife and kids with watching the movie. So that is why I got a 2 instead of a 1. Next, visuals, the eye candy. The acting was fantastic. The Dave Franco was great. Allison was really good. I mean, McKenna Grace was fantastic. Mason Thames. I mean, like Clancy Brown was in it and was fantastic. So because of the visuals, because of the acting, I'm going to give this a 4. And rewatchability. Would I watch this again? No. I almost went 0 on this, but I decided to do a 1. All right. On that, and bonuses, no bonuses, but I'm going to give this a penalty. -1 point for 100% pure stupidity on McKenna Grace's character. Absolutely. Okay. With everything all added up, it's going to be an 11 out of 25. So I'm not even a half. So I'm approaching half. So if you're looking for a graded letter, it's getting a C- for me. Let's see where I rank amongst everybody else. So we're going to start first with IMDb. IMDb has this at a 6.2 out of 10 right now. So they're a little bit better than what I'm giving it. Metacritic, a Metascore has 33 out of 100. Ooh, and that's with 19 critic reviews. The user score is a 6.2 out of 10 with 16 reviews as well. Letterboxd is a 2.7 out of 5, so they're just a little over at that halfway mark. And then Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter has a 29%. The popcorn meter has an 86%. That one was surprising. So I think I am very well more in line with the critics on this one than I am with the audience. But you know what? That is okay. I get it. All right. There it is. We talked it out. We got it. Go see it if you want to. I would probably wait till it's streaming, but that's just me. All right. And with that, the signal fades into the night sky. You know we'll light it up again next week. If you caught the glow, follow the podcast, drop a 5-star review, and share it so we can spread the signal across the multiverse. Want to get your voice heard? Become an emergency beacon. Send in your thoughts, theories, and hot takes. They might just spark a live signal stream where we'll break it all down together. For more quick hits and weekly spotlights, join me on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, where I shine the light on comics, shows, and movies all week long. Keep your eyes on the sky, because wherever there's fandom, the signal's always shining. Until next time, stay awesome and stay under the signal.